SNN, the Suncoast News Network, your local news leader.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for joining us here on the Headline Edition. I'm Eric Wilson. Now, let's get a quick look before we get to your stories with our chief meteorologist, Justin Mosley. Justin, what's going on out there?
Hey Eric, we made it to Friday night and it's looking just beautiful and feeling pretty good out there as well as we take a look at the current readings here along the Sun Coast. We're in the 70s, 76 degrees in Bradenton, Palmetto, 77 in Osprey, 79 in Venice, and 77 degrees Port Charlotte, 76 degrees on Anna Maria Island. Skies are partly cloudy. We've had a bank of clouds come through, but the radar is quiet, not finding any echoes across the area for this evening, so things are looking pretty good here. Our dew point right now is at 72 degrees. You can see we're almost in that impressive category. It's humid outside. We can feel it, but with a gentle breeze, it doesn't feel too bad, at least for now. Future track tomorrow at 12:30. Lots of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day for anything outdoors you may want to do. Any rainfall well east of the viewing area, but that will change a little bit as we get in through the day on Sunday. Look at the rain coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, so plan on a few showers Sunday. Look at our 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Eric?
Thank you, Justin. Let's get to that historic flood emergency in Southeast Florida, swamped by more than 2 feet of rain in recent days, with many still underwater. NBC's Sam Brock is in Fort Lauderdale with more.
After life-altering levels of rainfall, Fort Lauderdale streets are still filled with parents treading through water and clutching loved ones closely.
I've been here 22 years, so it's the first time I see this happen.
The city counted more than 1,100 people who called for help.
This is a disaster akin to a hurricane strike.
I was scared for the family and everything else.
Luis Alvarez says the torrential turn of events ruined 2 cars and trapped him inside his house for 2 days.
Water come up the first step, second step, third step, and it kept going halfway.
Signs of distress everywhere.
We are a day and a half removed now from the main event here in Fort Lauderdale. There are still people wading through water in the streets. That's how bad it is.
The historic level of rain, 26 inches in 7 hours, left cars littered across the city and shut down the airport since Wednesday until finally reopening this morning. Elsewhere, a record heat wave sweeping across the nation. 113 million people experiencing temperatures 15 degrees above average. New York even hitting 90 degrees for a second day in a row, though incoming showers should provide relief. While in Florida, relief came in a different form. Stephen Finnegan, visiting from Ireland with his wife and 2-year-old son, was trapped in rushing waters, then rescued by random strangers.
Thankful for good people. It'd make you question your own kindness.
Lives saved by a flood of compassion. Sam Brock, NBC News, Fort Lauderdale.
One person was shot at an apartment complex in Sarasota this morning. Just before 10 a.m., Sarasota police officers responded to a shooting in the 1400 block of 25th Street. They found one person shot with no non-life-threatening injuries. Police do believe this is an isolated incident and there is no threat to the public. It is an ongoing investigation. Well, a 72-year-old man lost part of his leg Friday afternoon following an alligator attack in Brevard County. County fire officials say the man's leg was amputated by the gator below his right knee. He was airlifted to a nearby trauma center. His condition still at this time is unknown. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission dispatched trappers, and after some harrowing moments of 2 gators stalking responders near shore and one of the gators swimming with the man's leg in its mouth, 2 animals were euthanized and brought ashore. FWC reminds all of us here in Florida, keep ourselves and our pets away from the edge of lakes, canals, and retention ponds. And please never feed alligators. They will lose their fear of humans. If you have a concern about an alligator, you should call the FWC's Nuisance Alligator Hotline, 866-392-4286. Again, 866-392-4286. A Suncoast organization is expanding to better serve the community. 40 Carat Family Center in Sarasota provides parenting, education, and consulting for children and families in need. After seeing a greater need for their services in the community, they're extending with a new building and, of course, more staff. Their new campus will be located on Cattleman Road in Sarasota. Construction is set to finish this fall. Continuing with our Parkinson's series this week, one adult daycare center called Town Square takes care of people and their caregivers who have the debilitating disease. Town Square's purpose is to take care of people who require assistance from their family members.
Members with Parkinson's disease and cognitive impairment need 24/7 care. They can't be left alone because they're confused, they can wander out of their homes, they're at risk of falling and injuring themselves. And so the family member, whether it's a wife, a husband, a daughter, a son, then need to be with that family member all of the time.
The Adult Daycare Center offers interactive programming from 8:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. They offer their members breakfast, lunch, and group time. For anyone who requires care for family members and is interested in using Town Square, you can visit them at their website, townsquare.net, or call them at 941-277-5048. Drowning. It's the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 4. A Manatee County family lost their 2-year-old daughter in 2021 due to drowning. Tom Bardwell was home with his daughter Lila on a busy day that seemed no different than any other. He says he left the room for a minute to take a phone call, and in seconds, Layla managed to open the gate around the pool, go in after a baby doll, and unfortunately drown. They are sharing Lila's tragic story in hopes that it may save another child's life.
In our case, I can tell you that, it was not something that was a regular occurrence that Lila would run towards the pool. It just didn't happen. It just, for whatever reason that day, it did. If we can give somebody just that extra nudge to do a little bit more or to go get that water safety class or whatever it is, then we feel like that's honoring to Lila.
Manatee County safety officials are sharing some tips on how to keep their kids safe around water. First, assign an adult water watcher when there are children in or around water. Remove toys and floats from pool areas. Use safety fences around the pool. Have children take water safety, swim classes, learn CPR. Drowning is a leading cause of death, again, for children ages 1 to 4. Continuing with the flood and everything going on down in South Florida, this week more storms could be on the way. Fort Lauderdale was seemingly hit the worst. With this historic amount of rain, which exceeded 2 feet, which submerged the coastal city, one forecaster said the rainfall was similar to that of a high-end hurricane. Streets became lakes. Schools, government buildings, and the airport was closed. Hundreds had to seek refuge at emergency shelters. Thankfully, the airport did reopen earlier today, but it's experiencing hour-long delays due to runway obstruction. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has issued a state of emergency for Broward County that will provide additional resources to crews and residents. Still ahead on the SNN Headline Edition, summer travel in April? I'll explain when we come back.